Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
Hey folks, I have a confession to make. I've been thinking a lot about the future of this podcast and been wondering whether or not my listeners have been receiving any value from the content that I share every week. So 89 episodes and nearly 2 years later, I've decided that I'm not going anywhere. Gotcha. I just titled the episode, "This is the End, the Future of this Podcast," just to grab your attention. I know, I'm sorry. Clickbait. Yeah, I got to try it at least once or twice a year. You know how that goes. But hey, this is the end of season 2, though, and the start of season 3. So cut me some slack. I am so grateful for where this podcast has been and where it's going. You talk about over 10,000 downloads since the start of this podcast. I am so grateful. You know, this upcoming year is going to be great. I'm excited about the future of this podcast, and I'm glad that you all are here to experience this journey with me of helping people achieve their nutrition and fitness goals. In 2024, I'm going to delve into some topics that are kind of controversial. You know, there have been a lot of things that's going back and forth in the space when it comes to health and nutrition, diabetes, weight loss, and so much. I mean, you're talking about left and right diet plans and programs and fitness programs. Go for this one, go for that one. You know, people have been asking me for my thoughts on a whole bunch of topics. You know, some people ask me about taking diabetes medication and which ones should they take and should they not take. You know, they want to ask me about insulin and metformin and other weight loss drugs such as, Ozempic and just some other stuff. And I mean, folks, there's a lot to talk about this upcoming season. And I'm going to delve into it. I'm going to hit these topics head on because you know what? Folks keep asking. So why not deal with it? But here's the thing, though. I will never use this platform to steer my listeners towards any specific drug. I don't do that. I don't steer people towards medications. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. I'm a guy who just put together some practical advice to turn his life around. And I just want to share that with other people. I'm not going to get into, you know, which diet program is the ultimate best because honestly, I don't believe there is one. But you know what? Hey, folks want to know my thoughts on all kinds of topics. I mean, the other day, somebody was asking about the keto diet and should they go keto? Somebody else is saying about, you know, vegan is the way to go and that's what you need to do. And I'm like, okay, I'll deal with it. Why not? So anyways, it's going to be a great year. But in today's episode, I want to kick the season off right. Season 3. I want to kick it off with some practical recommendations as you prepare to meet your health and wellness goals for the new year. And speaking of the new year, you're probably going to hear a bunch of fireworks and a whole bunch of other stuff in the background. So please ignore that. It's the new year. People are excited. People are, you know, looking forward to the new year and they're celebrating all around me. So it is what it is. So perhaps you've already set your mind on achieving your goals for the year. You made up your mind to develop better habits and you've decided that you're not looking back. It's full steam ahead. Yeah, I say go for it. Let's get it. You got this. You've probably been bombarded with all kinds of motivational social media posts so far and emails encouraging you to set certain goals and pursue them and sign up for this and sign up for that. And I mean, you're already probably overwhelmed with, okay, how do I get started? In today's episode, I just want to keep it brief. I want to keep it simple and share my thoughts on how you can make the most of this first week and the first few months of the new year. This week and the next few months are so important. You know, typically the first week of the new year and the first few months of the new year is when most people start to fall off their pursuit of their goals for some reason. You know, they've made New Year's resolutions and they've made plans for the year, but somewhere along the way, they start drifting away. We've all been there. We've all done that. So in today's episode, I want to encourage you to not give up, not cave in, and not to quit. You see, the period after the first week and first few months are going to be very critical. Yeah, people start losing heart, they start losing, their confidence, but that's not going to be you this year. You are going to pursue your goals and you are going to make it. You are going to achieve the things that you set your mind out to do. I'm not going to let you quit. Okay. So the value that you're going to get out of this week's episode is you're going to learn some practical and very simple ways to start the new year off right. That means starting off strong with some achievable goals that's going to help you to achieve long-term success, because that's what's important. It's not what we do in the short term, but what we do long-term, the sustainable stuff. You know what I'm saying? So stick around to hear the rest of today's episode, my friend. It's the new year and we're going to kick it off right. Let's go. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Welcome to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, helping diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. Today, let's dive into this week's episode. Yes, folks, it's all about the practical and putting forth things that are really going to help us to achieve our goals. The other day I came across a social media influencer's post on Instagram. He was talking about brown rice and why he stays away from brown rice and he doesn't recommend eating it because apparently in his estimation it's poison and it's not good. I was like, what? He kept pushing that brown rice is bad for you and that white rice is so much better. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so confusing. One person says, don't eat white rice, eat brown rice. The other person says, don't eat brown rice, eat white rice. And they all try to give you this compelling argument as to why. And they argue with each other. And I'm like, this is so crazy. So guess what? I left a comment on his post stating that with so much conflicting information out in the world today when it comes to nutrition, especially on this particular topic, no wonder why so many people are confused and they simply give up. Well, my comment got over 5,000 likes, folks. Yeah, go figure, right? I don't believe that weight loss, nutrition, and fitness has to be so complicated. Why are all these people arguing, man? It's leading people to a place of confusion. And you know what? It just irks me. It gets under my skin when I see stuff like that. One person says, eat more vegetables. The other person says, don't eat vegetables at all because vegetables are poisonous and plants are trying to kill us. Literally, there's somebody out there that's saying that plants are trying to kill us. And there are people listening to that and they don't eat vegetables at all. It's crazy. And you have somebody who says, hey, don't eat fish. Somebody else says, eat fish. One person says, don't eat beef. Then you have somebody on a carnivore diet that says, only eat beef. Don't eat anything else. I'm like, come on, folks. Y'all are like going way overboard and y'all are going ham. No pun intended. You're just causing all this confusion. And man, listen, when I was 268 pounds, folks, in August 2020, I was tired. I was struggling with type 2 diabetes. I was on different medications. I needed something simple. When I was ready, I mean, really, really ready to turn my life around, I needed something that was simple, something that was practical, something that was doable because my life was on the line. I didn't have time to be sifting through all of the deluge of information that was out there on this diet and that diet and which one was the best and so forth. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go old school. I'm going to keep it simple because like you and like most of us, we need something that's simple, that's easy to follow, Give us some easy to follow steps to get us from point A to point Z, and we're golden. We are good. No matter how long it takes, we'll follow it. You see what I'm saying? Folks, I was able to lose over 80 pounds in less than a year and come off all diabetes medications. I was able to come off high blood pressure medication and high cholesterol meds by taking small, simple steps toward a complete lifestyle change. And I'm telling you, not only was I able to lose 80 pounds in less than a year, I've been able to keep it off. Not because I took some drugs or did this extreme diet. No, I kept it simple, folks. And it's a lifestyle shift that has benefited me, and I am so grateful. So that's why I started the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle community. It started on TikTok and went from TikTok to creating the podcast and the Facebook community, the website, the email, subscriber list, and so forth, because people simply need to get practical information that they can use. And that's my commitment, folks. I can't tell you the number of people who email me all the time, these companies that want to come on the podcast and push their products, and they have all these miracle solutions for this and for that. And I ignore a lot of them. Some of them that sound kind of interesting as far as the practical information that they share, but on the back end, I just don't trust a lot of folks that I've come across or who've reached out because, they have an agenda. Some people are trying to sell books. Some people are just trying to sell a product or a program, and they want to use my platform. And I refuse to do that. I'm only going to have people on this podcast that I believe are legit and have a genuine desire to help people with practical information and not just trying to push a product, or some miracle drug. No, I'm not having it. I'm not going to use this platform that God gave me and opened the door for me to use to push products and get people even more confused and so forth. So anyway, that's another soapbox for another day. Folks, what I'm about to share with you is a simple recipe for achieving success, regardless if it's related to your health and wellness goals, your financial plans, and so forth. But, I want to focus on my area, which is nutrition and fitness and overall wellness. You see, that's my lane. That's where I want to help people. Because listen, folks, if I can do it, you can too. I'm going to give you 5 tips that, if you follow what I'm saying with these 5 tips, this is just to get you started, you will see results. You are going to have some challenges. You are going to have some days. You're going to have some ups and downs where it just seems like, man, you know what, this is really tough. I'm not achieving my goals. Things are not happening fast enough, But here's the thing. We're not trying to focus on the fast, the quick, hurry up, get slim, quick schemes. And I get it. There's some of you've been carrying a lot of weight for a lot of years and you're ready to get it off of you. I know the feeling. I've been there. But listen, anything that's worth pursuing is worth taking our time and effort to achieve. Don't try to go after something that's quick and easy to do in the sense of, let me not put forth any hard work to make it happen. No, guys, there's something about putting forth the effort to achieve long-term and lasting and sustainable results. So let me give you these 5 things in order, and then I'll just kind of tackle them each at a time. So again, remember, my lane is nutrition and fitness. That's just where I am. Again, my main thing between nutrition and fitness is really nutrition, because guess what, folks? You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. But I do believe that nutrition and fitness go hand in hand when it comes to your overall wellness. You see what I'm saying? I don't want you to just emphasize fitness and just think that, hey, I'm just going to burn all this fat by just working out, 1 million hours a week but just eat whatever I want. Nah, it doesn't work like that. At least your body's not going to love you for that. Okay. And here comes the fireworks, y'all. In any case, number 1, your goals should be seeable. Number 2, your goals should be manageable. Number 3, your goals should be doable. Number 4, your goals should be trackable. And number 5, your goals and your pursuit of your goals should be enjoyable. That's right. Let me say it. I told you I would like to keep things very simple. Your goals and your plans should be seeable, manageable, doable, trackable, enjoyable. So you get that? Seeable, manageable, doable, trackable, enjoyable. I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to write that down. So no matter what you set out to do this year, whether it's in terms of your nutrition, your goals need to be seeable. Can you see yourself? Can you visualize yourself achieving those nutrition goals? If it's fitness, can you see yourself achieving those fitness goals? You see, your vision has to be clear. It can't be murky. It can't be, full of doubts. Well, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I will. We'll see if it works or whatnot. No, it needs to be seeable. Can you visualize? Do you have a vision of your nutrition and how you want to eat? How do you want to develop this lifestyle of healthy eating? Can you visualize yourself eating healthy and maintaining this long term? Or is this like, well, maybe I could try not to eat a bunch of, salty food. I can try not to eat fast food. No, folks, I don't want you to try. I want you to do. Okay. I've heard it once said that trying is only an honest lie. Let that sink in for a little bit. So again, make sure your goals are seeable. Visualize yourself. I mean, I had to do it. I remember when it came to fitness and I was starting in the gym, I literally, how I am today and how I look today is literally how I saw myself when I was 268 pounds and overweight. I spent time thinking and just mulling it over and meditating on it like, okay, this is what I want to look like. This is what I want to feel like. I wanted to be more athletic. I wanted to, be more energetic and so forth. I wanted to finally have a six pack. Never had a six pack a day in my life till, I was in my 40s and now 50. Can you believe it? Yeah. So in any case, it's all about seeing because, once you write the vision down, once you have a vision and once you write it down, it becomes more plain. You can see it. There's something awesome about seeing your vision in writing on paper or on your phone or your tablet or whatnot. It will help you to achieve those goals. Okay. So make sure it's seeable. Number 2, manageable. You've heard the saying K.I.S.S, which stands for keep it simple, stupid. Simplicity wins the day, folks, all day, every day. Complications and anything that's complicated will ruin the day. It's just simply going to spoil any plans you have. So remember, keep it simple. Don't pursue anything that's complicated, right? I like arithmetic, basic arithmetic. 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, and so forth. Give me a formula. Make sure it's simple, it's doable, achievable. I'll handle it. You see? Make sure your goals aren't so lofty and so complex that it makes executing them near impossible. If you're going into the gym, for example, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to lift weights. I'm going to get this six pack on and I'm going to do 50 push-ups and 150 crunches on my first day in the gym. I'm really going to push myself. Folks, come on now. That's a little lofty. You could push towards that goal, but your first day in the gym, your first week in the gym, if your body's not physically used to doing that, you're going to get gassed. And basically, you're going to get tired and you haven't built that endurance. So take small steps. They have to be manageable. I've heard it said that what's the best way to eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time. I don't know who came up with that. Who eats elephants? Anyway, but you get the point. It has to be manageable, right? If you're going to eat a big ribeye steak, you don't just put the whole thing in your mouth. No, you cut it up little by little and you eat the ribeye, right? for those of you who eat steak, right? You know what I'm talking about. It could be anything. Take small steps, take small cuts, small chews, chew your food. Like mama used to say, take your time, chew your food, then swallow your food. It's going to help with your digestion. See, mama was right all this time. You can apply that to anything, especially when it comes to your nutrition. All right, you get that. Don't take on more than you can handle, folks. If 5 days of gym time a week isn't realistic, then cut it down to something that's more manageable. If you can do 3, do 3. I don't know what your schedule is like. I don't know what you have going on. Don't jump out there and say, hey, I'm going to go into the gym 5 days a week, because I'm just so motivated. I'm just going to do it. If your life doesn't allow for that right now, then just go small, man. Even if you have to do just once a week, start with the once a week. Just be consistent with that. Eventually you can build up. I remember when I started going to the gym, I probably did like twice a week, and then I added a third day, then a fourth day. And then now I do some type of fitness workout, whether it's running or going to the gym, hiking or something. I'm doing something pretty much almost every day of the week. That's just what I built up to. But for me now, that's manageable. Before it wasn't. All right, let's move on. Number 3, doable. Make sure your goals are doable. That's sort of like the manageable. But here's more. Let me be more specific. Similar to making sure reaching your goals are manageable, it makes sense that you can actually make them a reality. You see, there's nothing worse than setting out to accomplish something that isn't doable. That's setting yourself up for failure, folks. And none of us want to fail. None of us likes to fail. Also, don't try to force yourself into changing your lifestyle overnight. It just doesn't make sense. Take small steps, like I said before, one day at a time. It's important to build good habits by making small changes consistently over time. You may not be able to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks because it's just not doable, not in a healthy way, but you can drop that weight 1 pound at a time. And I know some people are like, man, but Oscar, you don't understand. I'm just tired of all this weight. I need something that's going to help me to get this weight off quickly. Well, let me ask you a question. What's the rush? It took you a year or so or several years to put on the weight. So take the time, do whatever is necessary to get the weight off of you. Start with a goal of 5%. Whatever your weight is, look at 5%. What is 5% of your body weight right now? I don't know what your body weight is. Just do the math and say, you know what? That's my goal. If you're really focused on weight loss, I want you to, and you want to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds, do 5%, right? Do 5% of your current body weight, or 5% of 100 pounds, 5% of the 50 pounds, whatever. You get my point. And start working towards that. That's doable. That 5% is going to turn into 10%. That 10% is going to turn into 15%. 15 is going to turn into 20%, and so forth. You see, folks, you can drop the weight, but it needs to be doable. It needs to be manageable. It needs to be smart. Okay? See yourself losing the weight. See yourself losing the 50 pounds, 100 pounds, a small chunk at a time. And I like 5% because, that's a challenge to aspire towards, but it is one of those things that once you reach that 5% goal of weight loss and keep adding to it, you're going to start feeling a lot better about yourself. And you're going to build this momentum that, you know what, I can't be stopped. I'm going to do this thing, and so forth. All right, let's move on. Number 4, trackable. I really think that your goals need to be trackable. You need to track your body measurements on a monthly basis in order to track your progress. Not just what the scale says, but your body fat percentage. You want to see what's going on. You want to see about your lean mass, your hydration. Are you getting enough water in your system? You want to be able to track everything. You want to track and keep track of your progress when it comes to your eating. How are you with scaling back on some of the fast foods? Remember, I gave you guys a challenge a couple of weeks ago about, taking small steps and actually looking at tracking how you are doing with, let's say, within the first 10 days and the first 11 days and the first 21 days of scaling back on certain foods in order to build this momentum. Keep track of all of that. That's going to be very important. I mean, folks, I can tell you from day one what I was eating and how I was eating and the things that I started to change and scale back on. And I'm telling you, it's been a game changer. I've been able to share some information with some folks, and it's been a motivation for them as well. You see, there's a lot of apps that can help you to track calories if you're into that kind of thing. If you want to journal your food, you can definitely do that. There's fitness programs that are out there that help you to accomplish your goals of writing down a personal journal and really keeping track of everything. There's an app called LifeSum that helps you to track your eating and calories and all that stuff. So whatever works, the goal is to keep track of everything. I mean, your smart watches and so forth can help you to keep track of a bunch of things as well. It's almost like you want to become a journalist, chronicle everything that's been going on your journey. And you can be able to look back and say, you know what, this is what I used to look like. These are the waist size pants that I used to wear. And this is the dress size I used to wear and so forth. I mean, folks, I can't tell you how awesome it feels to know that I used to be a 4X and I was able to get rid of all those 4X clothes to 3X and went from 3X to 2X and so forth. I mean, I was able to track all of that, whether it's through pictures, through video. I mean, I have an entire archive of stuff that I can just pull back up on and look at and just really just be grateful for where I am. Okay, number 5, enjoyable. Your goals need to be just that. They need to be something that you can enjoy. When we set out to accomplish our goals and pursue the things that are on our hearts to accomplish when it comes to nutrition and fitness and so forth, there's nothing worse than hating the journey. There's nothing worse than hating the gym and hating to eat vegetables and so forth. And you're just doing it because somebody told you that, hey, this is what you need to do. Folks, I've learned a long time that that old saying, no pain, no gain is the way to go. Well, I don't want to always be in pain when I go to the gym. Pain, that's probably an indication of something going wrong, folks. Come on now. We got to be smart. Nutrition should be enjoyable. You shouldn't eat foods that you hate. I just want you to eat things that you like and find things that you like, but that are healthier for you. That's what I do. I didn't stop eating chicken. I just stopped eating fried chicken. I didn't stop eating fish. I just stopped eating fried fish. When I started looking at the amount of soda I was drinking and like the lemonades, the sweet teas, and these energy drinks. I mean, I like to drink stuff. So I didn't just stop drinking stuff. I just changed what I was drinking. Yeah, there were some things that I totally got rid of because they just simply were not beneficial to my body. Like Pepsi and Coke and Sprite and Fanta and lemonades and sweet teas. Those things had no benefit for me. So yeah, I gave those things up because it was actually causing me to put on weight. The liquid calories, man, was one of the things that really quickly caused me to gain weight and keep myself big. So I decided to eliminate those and up my intake of water. And I'm so glad I did because I love drinking water. And I mean, I like to stay hydrated and water is my thing, man. So in any case, I have an entire episode on hydration and drinking water and so forth. So again, when it comes to enjoying your goals and pursuing your goals, what's the use of starting something if you don't enjoy it? To me, it's pointless. And eventually you're going to be frustrated and you're going to get bored. So why not do something that you can do that is healthy and that you enjoy? The goal is to choose healthier options, like I said. Grilled chicken versus fried chicken, freshly squeezed orange juice versus store-bought orange juice. I don't think orange juice is bad for you. It's just how it's made. When they add a whole bunch of the artificial sweeteners in it, they strip the oranges of fiber and they add all this other stuff just for taste, and it's not giving you any benefit. It really doesn't. Some of these fake orange juices don't have actual ingredients, natural ingredients in it. It's just all artificial, and it's really not giving you any benefit, even if it says packed with vitamin C. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway, yeah, this upcoming year, we're going to really get into some of that stuff. So you get the picture, folks. The same is true when it comes to setting a goal to work out regularly. Choose a workout program that you can enjoy and that will be challenging. Of course, you don't want to just do something that's easy and you're not getting results. You want to push yourself. You want to challenge yourself to do more, to do better, to feel better, to lift heavier if you need to when it comes to weightlifting. You want to be able to be more flexible. That was one of my goals, is to be more flexible. And I'm glad I did pursue, being more flexible and more mobile and so forth. You may despise running outdoors, but you may love other aerobic exercises like jump ropes, doing some squats and dancing and some other stuff, swimming. You get what I'm saying. Find something that you can do that you enjoy. So do what's fun, folks. Do what's exciting and challenging, whether it's in the gym or in the kitchen while preparing healthy meals. You get my point. So, folks, that's it for today's episode. Hopefully you got something out of it. This upcoming year is going to be so exciting. I am excited about what is to come. And folks, listen, stay plugged into the Beating Diabetes lifestyle community. There's a lot that I'm going to be sharing this upcoming year. And so I appreciate you guys. And listen, visit my website. There's some free information and free resources out there that I want you to tap into and enjoy. So, folks, happy New Year. Enjoy this new year. Enjoy this pursuit of your goals. You got this. And as always, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, trust God. You got this. I believe in you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.